And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and it is time to talk about the market in Season 6 of NBA 2K22, my team. The Zero Gravity season is upon us. Very interesting season, if I do say so myself. Look, I opened a bunch of these packs earlier. They're absolutely horrible. I'll open another one just to show you how bad they are. Like, bet I get Dennis Smith Jr. Bet. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't even have to. Oh man, that's frustrating. I'm just gonna add this to an exchange or something. I don't even care anymore at this point. Like, oh no, don't really have a choice. Oh, what's up, Luke Walton? Anyways, I was gonna talk about this exchange anyway, so perfect. We do have a coach exchange, so that's nice. So I can at least do something with all these coaches, which I mean that's pretty cool. But the cards in the packs are very good. The packs themselves are absolutely horrendous. Somehow I managed to open about 20 of these with 21% odds and still managed to not pull a single pink diamond. And the only opal I pulled, which is one, by the way, was David Thompson, who's like 8,000 MT. It's actually insanity. Like, these packs are so bad. So, is this having a marketable effect on the market? Certainly. Let's look at the cards in the set first. Dennis Smith Jr. He's dirt cheap. You know, you can get him for like 900 MT. I've seen him go as low as 8. It doesn't really matter though. I mean, if you pay an extra 100, is it really going to break your bank? No. Dennis Smith Jr. on the other hand is really good though. Like, he is. He's very, very, very manageable. Like, he's got the 113 base on quick, which is a really good release. He's 6'2". He dunks on everybody. He's realistically, let me find the card that I would compare him with. I mean, we've all kind of used Dennis Smith Jr.'s over the years, realistically, but I would say he's better offensive, worse defensive Robert Pack. That's kind of what I would say about Dennis Smith Jr. And he's a really, really excellent offline card if you're going to play offline against a CPU or play domination or do whatever it is that you're doing. Robert Pack, I almost said Robert Pack. Dennis Smith Jr. is really, really solid. I don't think there's necessarily anything crazy about this card, but for an offline card, he's very, very good and absolutely worth using. Like, no question. Like, that I can say about him with the utmost certainty. He's worth 1,000 MT. Then we got Kenny Walker, and shockingly, Kenny Walker is actually a really good small forward for the budget. Like, straight up for 1,000 MT, like, he's 6'8" with a jump shot 26 on quick, which is the same release as like a Baca and Dave DeBusschere, which is really good. Once again, just another dunker. Obviously, he's going to be dunking all over the place. Like, he's not the fastest dude in the world, but he does have 90 speed, which is good. Altogether, good badges, like terrible shooting badges. But once again, especially if you're picking this game up and you're just playing offline stuff, like, and you need like a nice lengthy. I was, I was almost gonna say girthy. A nice lengthy like small forward, like he can really hold it down. I mean, is it worth for the average player to pick him up? I mean, sure, dude. For 500 MT, like this one sold for 500 MT. Sure, if you can get him for 500 MT, without a doubt. Also, these packs are so bad that you can make some decent amount of MT by just bidding 500 on a bunch of Kenny Walkers. And like, I'm not saying you're gonna come out like a bandit out here, but if you do this enough and you get enough Kenny Walkers, like you could come up on like a decent amount of MT, like over time. You know what I mean? Oh, still terrible. DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan isn't really great. Now, that being said, he's a very. I just don't know. I don't think there's any reason realistically to pick up DeAndre Jordan, honestly. Like, he's a very good defensive center. You know, he does have half brick wall, rim protector, clamps, like interceptor. Like, he's relatively fast too with 88 speed, and obviously has end game defensive tendencies for the most part. But once again, I would say this is another offline guy. Like, if you need a big man center to run the paint, then like sure, I would pick him up. But the fact is, you can get him for the same price you can get Eddie Curry for. And there's absolutely no reason you should be grabbing DeAndre Jordan over Eddie Curry when you can get them both for the same price. Um, Another guy who's not a center that you could get would be Pau Gasol. You know, these are guys you can get for around the same price point as DeAndre Jordan. I personally do not think it's worth it at all. Kobe Bean Bryant. Kobe's Kobe. I mean, realistically, I think if I'm not mistaken, he's the same as the pink diamond one. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty certain that he's the exact same. Like to a T, even down to like normal jump shot timing, if I'm not mistaken here. Hold up. Let me verify this information first. Um yeah, I believe he's the same. Yep, identical to a T to the non-signature pink diamond. Down to the jump shot timing, like there's some badge and stat additions, or I shouldn't say badge additions. There's some stat differences, but realistically, it doesn't matter. If you're a fan of Kobe and you actually want to play with a Kobe card that doesn't cost $47 to play with, this is definitely the guy to go for. He's decent. Like Hoff Clamps, Intimidator, Clutch Shooter, Deadeye Sniper, like he's a very, very good card. Like there's nothing wrong with this Kobe. He's just a little outdated, but that's the whole point of it, realistically. Then we're going to go on to the cards that for whatever reason I couldn't pull. Josh Smith. Yeah, Josh Smith is nasty. Straight up, Josh Smith is really, really good. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this card at all. Like, this is the best budget wing in the game, I would be willing to say. Like 6'9", catch and shoot corner specialist on Hoff, very, very solid with his release. He's got Brook Lopez on quick. Clamps, interceptor, intimidator, so he's going to play lockdown defense. Quick first step, unstrippable, limitless takeoff, so he's going to take it to the rack. 99 pass intercept, 92 on ball steal, 99 contest, 99 block shot for tendencies. Fantastic. I cannot praise this card enough. And yes, I haven't picked this card up, so I haven't technically played with him yet, but I have been using literally Josh Smith cards all year long. And I can tell you pretty confidently that this card is fire, and there is no reason, I would say regardless of MT level and regardless of team status, you should pick up Josh Smith. He's that good. Is he going to make your main lineup? Maybe not, but I think he deserves to be on the squad, especially for 6,000 MT. Then we got Aaron Gordon, who, like, I actually really liked Aaron Gordon earlier in the year, the diamond one. Very, very good. But he does have shifty dribble style, but nothing else in regards to dribble moves. This is just a pure upgrade on the diamond one. If you like the diamond one, you're going to like this one. He's got Aaron Gordon release on very quick, which I think is a really good release, personally. I do. It's solid. It's a little bit slow. Kind of reminiscent of Gary Payton's jump shot 40, honestly, where it's slow, but it's really easy to green. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say, like, look, if you had to pick one of these two guys, like Josh Smith or Aaron Gordon, I would say there's absolutely no question that I would go with Josh Smith. But if you were looking to round out your, like, wing rotation and you wanted to pick both these guys up, I would say absolutely do that. Then we got Jason Richardson. Oh, Jason Richardson is fantastic. I don't care what anyone says. I've seen not a little bit hate towards Jason Richardson, but just, like, not enough hype, I swear. Like, he's straight nasty. Like 6'6" is pretty average for, a shooting guard at this point. Jump shot 56 is the Chris Middleton release, and on quick, it's really, really good. Catch and shoot, like hyperdrive, clamps, quick chain, interceptor, intimidator, like Hoff limitless, handles for days, quick first step, sniper, like menace. No, this card is legit. Like, you can get this card for around 30K, and I'd be willing to say without a doubt, it's probably the best 30K that you'll spend. Like, he's even got, like, decent stats, too, in ways that you wouldn't expect. Like, obviously, he's got the 95 three-point shot, 98 driving dunk. He's dunking on everybody. 86 ball handle, which, honestly, for how I use my shooting guards, it doesn't really matter. Like, he probably starts over Ray Allen for me. And I like Ray Allen a lot. But, man, Jason Richardson is nasty, dude. He really is. Like, there's nothing wrong with this card. Yeah, there's things that he could improve in, but, like, nothing wrong. The 80 shot contest, 80 block shot, Jason Richardson is a must cop for anyone with this amount of MT. If you need an offensive-minded two-guard, cop Jason Richardson. No question. Then we got Jaylen Brown. I mean, realistically, we know what's up with Jaylen Brown. Like, we get a Jaylen Brown card. Like, Jaylen Brown is this year's Tatum. Remember last year how we just continuously got Jason Tatum cards all the time for, like, no reason? That's Jaylen Brown this year. I mean, we've only gotten 3 of them. It just feels like there's been so many more. Well, we also got there's a lot, actually. Yeah. I feel like it also comes down to the fact that he was in Signature Series, so we got 2 of them that day, and then we got all the current series ones too. I just feel like there's a lot of Jaylen Brown cards. and he's going to get the lion's share of the hype in regards to the opals here. I personally think that Jason Richardson is superior to Jaylen Brown, but that's really like a personal preference thing. Jump shot 75, I know a lot of people like. He's got good stats and badges. I'm very partial to Jason Richardson personally. Jaylen Brown, I believe it's the same height too. So, and I mean, badge wise, they're not incredibly different. Obviously, like my man Jaylen Brown's going to be better defensively. He does have Hoff Chef and Hoff Limitless as well. So it's not like he just sucks or anything. I just personally prefer Jason Richardson, but his price is reflective of that. I mean, Jason Richardson is like 30K. You know, Jaylen Brown is closer to 50. And there's a reason for that. He might be down now, but look, if you're looking for an elite level 2 guard to hold up against some of the best cards in the game, Jaylen Brown's probably the way to go. I just prefer Jason Richardson. David Thompson, the Skywalker. This card is legitimately like 6K, I think. I believe 8K is the lowest, but I wouldn't be shocked to see it at actual discard value, which is kind of crazy. I mean, he's got quick dribble style, Luka behind the back, Giannis's dribble moves. He's 6'4" and can play the point guard. Like jump shot 8, I actually really like. That's Dominique's release on quick. I think it's really good. He comes with super mid badges though. Like his Hoff badges, he does have pickpocket, clams, interceptor, intimidator, which is like solid, quick first step. He's obviously going to be booming, right? But his shooting badges do leave a lot to be desired. But I actually think he's got gold rim protector, which I find very interesting. Like gold quick chain, he's a lot better than people are like leading on. You know what I mean? Which I think is cool, dude. We never get a good David Thompson ever. Like we never get to appreciate David Thompson, which like most people aren't 64, so they don't remember David Thompson, which like is normal. But at the same time, like it's cool that we got a good one. And honestly, as far as point guards go, for the price that he's going for, if you're willing to invest in a few badges, you could have a really dominant point guard here for really cheap. I think the fact that he comes with gold rim protector automatically, I think is really tight. Like obviously guys like Oscar Robertson or Manu are going to be better for the quote unquote budget. But like David Thompson for that cheap, man. Big bling. I don't know why I yelled that. Yeah, he's like a top tier power forward. He's pretty expensive. I don't know if he's worth it. Paul George is absolutely not worth it. I can tell you that with utmost certainty. He is not worth this price. Paul George is very good, but I just feel like this is way too expensive for a card that's going to be 300K less in a week and a half. That's all I'll say about that. Zach LaVine is really good, and he's pretty expensive too. But just like Opal Zach LaVine, his price will be cut in like half in like 2 weeks. People typically give up on Zach LaVine's pretty quick as like a top tier option. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about Zach LaVine. But he's nasty though. Like the reason I'm not even going in depth on these 3 Dark Matters is because they're the first wave of Dark Matters. Obviously, they're going to be 3 of the best cards in the game. That's kind of how the game is, right? Looking for the rest of the cards, I mean, I don't think any cards really went down in price. I mean, Zion went down. If you're really interested in that, you can pick him up. Scotty Barnes, he was cheaper yesterday, but then he's way back up now. So he got a dynamic duo that does like basically nothing. I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look at the dynamic duo. I'm almost certain it does absolutely nothing. Who is his dynamic duo with DeMar? Okay, hold on. I'm curious. All right. Let me see. What does the dynamic duo do? I mean, he got catch and shoot, hot zone, and slippery on Hoff. They still didn't give DeMar Chef. Are you serious? You just hate to see my boy win. Honestly, if this dynamic duo gave DeMar DeRozan even gold Chef, I would probably pick up Scotty Barnes and use both of them. But they had to do my boy dirty, so I guess that's just not going to happen. Other cards that fell in price a little bit. I mean, Big O's up in price actually, which is kind of crazy. Most of these cards went up in price, which is nuts. So, I mean, if you have any of these guys, I would recommend selling them. Like Oscar Robertson was 25K the other day. Now he's up to almost 50. Another guy that went up in price, I've talked about him a few times, is Timmy D. Timmy D was like 35, 40K for a little bit. And now, oh, he's down. Well, no, I think that's just it's a couple of them. Yeah. Tim Duncan's down, actually. He's absolutely worth 49K, by the way. No in question about it. Without a doubt. Dwayne Wade's price, I expected it to fall a little bit. I mean, it did, just not as much as I had anticipated. Still worth picking up though. I think Hakeem's price is way up now. I believe NBA 75 Hakeem got a dynamic duo, if I'm not mistaken, with Ralph Sampson, which is just the most toxic sweat lord dynamic duo ever. He went up and he got like difficult shots and like rise up and put back boss though, so it's not really that like good, but at the same time, like you're gonna run into an eventual sweat lord that's running this. I might run Oscar Robertson and Jerry Lucas just because it's funny. Like I might run this duo. Fuck it, why not? It's super hilarious. I might just run it for funsies. Chauncey got a dynamic duo with Ben Wallace, by the way. This doesn't do a whole lot, but it gives Ben Wallace a plus 11 3-pointer, so it brings him up to a 84 or 85, I think, which is actually kind of huge because Chauncey himself is already really, really solid, but this just makes him better. Like Ben Wallace gets way better due to this. And I believe, yeah, it's the out of position one. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't think any other cards are really expensive, though, but I do want to focus in on a couple of them because I'm limited, right? James Wiseman is like almost 20K right now, which is kind of crazy. You should definitely sell them if you have them. I believe Bonga is also kind of expensive at the moment. No, he's actually fallen off. He was really expensive this morning for a little bit, but basically you have to use cards from the Pacific Division, which is the Suns, the Lakers, Suns, Lakers, Warriors, Kings, and there's another team that I'm forgetting. Hold on. Okay, hold up. I don't remember. Okay, so it is for sure. Yeah, the Kings, the Lakers, Kings, Lakers, Suns, Warriors. Hold up. What's the other team? There's another team here. Hold on. I don't know. You don't know the divisions either. Shut up. Okay. There we go. There's another team. I just can't remember what it is. The Clippers. Oh yeah, the Clippers. So if you have any of those cards, some of those are kind of expensive because you're able to use one amethyst, one diamond, one pink diamond. The rest are ruby and below. So if you have any of those ruby or below cards, you could actually make a decent amount of MT off some of these guys. So let's take a look. One of those guys would be Eric Bledsoe. His price is shot up significantly because he is a really, really good point guard to run for sure, especially off the bench. So you can get about 13K off of him. Obviously, Wiseman is really good as well. There's some good options here. Like, let's see if I have any that are realistically worth anything. So let's go Ruby, right? Oh yeah, Julius Randle. Shout out to my boy Julius Randle. Is my boy White Chocolate up at all? I mean, White Chocolate's 3K. If you got White Chocolate, sell them. People are gonna buy cards that are ruby or below for this. I'm definitely running my boy Luke Kennard. There's absolutely no question about that for sure. Let's see who else we got that we can slang. Gerald Green. Yeah, Gerald Green is expensive now. That's kind of crazy. Sabelos, I would highly recommend picking up if you can. Like Sabelos, already he's a pretty good card. Yeah, 4K is absolutely worth it for limited. Sabelos is a really fun card to use. Is that how you say his name, Sabelos? I think so, right? I don't know. I wish I could use Quavo. I'm gonna run into somebody running this Draymond, and I'm gonna have to abuse him because that Draymond is really bad. There's really not that many Warriors cards though. Like Kuminga is worth it. Kuminga's like 10K, but the one thing I will say, if you play against Kuminga, just foul him all the time because he's a terrible free throw shooter. And most people, especially online with the latency issues, are gonna have issues consistently hitting free throws with Kuminga. I will say that. That's a real thing. Oh yeah, Sean Livingston, dude. If you got a badged up Sean, or not a badged up, but an evoed up Sean Livingston, he actually wouldn't be that bad to run either. There's not a lot of options here, and I kind of hope they keep doing these same limited challenges because they're very interesting. Like, you got to really throw out some dusty lineups sometimes. Like, any of these cards are going to be pricey. So let's look to the exchanges and we'll see. For some reason, I don't know why, like 10 years too late, the My Team community discovered meme culture apparently out of nowhere. So like this card is a meme apparently now. So any Celtics players might be partially expensive due to this. Like I'm dead serious. That's actually a thing. So Like, I don't think they're going to go up too much in price, but you might be able to come up for an extra couple hundred off this because people actually are locking in for this Rondo for meme purposes. So you might make a little bit more MT. Probably not much, but it's a thing. You know what I mean? Robert Horry is actually not that bad. He's actually okay, and his EVA or his exchange isn't terrible. Like any color Rockets players, any color Lakers players, like any color Spurs players. For a halfway decent diamond, I mean, I might do it. I'm probably going to do it. And then we got Clay. Clay's just 4 Warriors players and 1 singular ruby. He's a pretty good amethyst too, and especially if you're a Klay Thompson fan, this will do well for you. You know what I mean? We got this thing, which is just like some uniforms and some colors and some balls and stuff. If you opened a lot of packs, I would do it, but that's about the only reason I would do that. Then we got the Holy Grail. We got the amethyst or higher coach pack. People are going to open and exchange a bunch of these for the off chance that they pull like a Lenny Wilkins or like a Don Nelson, which is probably a minuscule chance. But at the same time, if you're just going to throw away a bunch of gold coaches anyway, you might as well do it, right? It doesn't really matter. Then there's the shoe colorway too. You can get rid of a bunch of your old like dusty bronze shoe colorways and get some diamond ones. I would recommend doing them. These things basically go for nothing this year anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? Like last year, you could at least quick sell them for MT later on when you needed it. But like this year, they do absolutely nothing. Like straight up, they do nothing because you can quick sell them for like 10 MT. You have to go do a shoe creation and oh, it's so annoying, dude. I hate that they did that. I guess it's like, I can't say that was a way I made MT before because it was just like MT that I already had sitting in my collection. But it was like an easy way to like clear through a bunch of your MT. You know what I mean? You probably, if you opened a lot of packs, you probably had 500K at any given point sitting in your collection in just like bronze, silver, and gold shoes. And they took that away from us, which is really not cool, man. Are the diamond shoes really going to peak in price? No, but I mean, if we get certain cards that require certain shoes, like if we get a dark matter, I was going to say Kawhi, but we already got one. I'm trying to think like a dark matter magic, for instance, and we get like an invincible magic or something, Converse shoes are going to peak up. So it's worth it. Either way, I'm going to look through. I'm going to try to find some more MT and ways to make MT because I'm not the best at it, but I do. I do my best out here. It's been your boy Cheap Ludes. Have a good evening. I'll be back with more content all weekend long. I'm going to stream tomorrow. I think I'm going to stream some MLB The Show and some 2K. So it's going to be a fun time. So check me out then. Peace.